Beyond the boundaries of the physical world lies a truth few dare to remember. You are not merely human. You are consciousness, eternal, radiant, and vast, temporarily clothed in flesh, navigating this dimension through a borrowed vessel we call the body. This body, marvelous and mysterious, is not your true self. It is cosmic technology, a divine interface between spirit and matter. To awaken the dormant power within you, we turn to the sacred wisdom etched into time itself, the 35 ancient teachings of Thoth's Emerald Tablets. These tablets were not authored by an ordinary figure, but by Tehuti, the Atlantean sage known to many across cultures and epochs. The Africans revered him as Tehuti, the Greeks as Thoth and Hermes, the Indian mystics as Trilokanaji or Trilokanath, the Olmecs and Mayans as Quetzalcoatl and Kukulkan, and the alchemists of Rome and Eurasia knew him as the immortal Hermes Trismegistus. Carved between 40,000 and 36,000 years ago, these teachings carry truths untouched by time. Why? Because cosmic laws are eternal. They do not age, they do not bend, they simply are. In Thoth's own words, "Just as I am a god to you by virtue of my knowledge, so too shall you be gods of the future, because your knowledge will far surpass theirs." As you journey through these sacred principles, you may notice the voice carries a touch of Old English. This is a reflection of the most recent translation, one that aims not to modernize, but to help you feel the ancient rhythm still alive in the message. These words were written long before Latin languages were ever conceived. Let that sink in. You're about to witness the echo of a time so distant, so profound, that it still whispers the secrets of the cosmos. Now, prepare yourself. This is not just a reading, it is a reawakening. This is the first lesson. Consciousness comes before the material form exists. Your consciousness is contained within your body, much like a cup is filled with water. The water does not change regardless of the container it is contained in. This is the second lesson. It is cycles, not lines, that are formed by time. Tehuti was told by the resident that time does not change, but that everything does change with time. Time is the force that distinguishes events and ensures that they are all placed in their appropriate locations. You are moving through time as your consciousness goes from one experience to another, but time itself does not move while you are moving through it. 3 lessons to be learned. Transcendence, rather than conclusion, is what death symbolizes. There is no such thing as the flame of life going out. It merely transforms. Some people are afraid of this fact. On the other hand, why is fear taking over what you already are? A consciousness that lasts forever. This is the 4th lesson. The life force travels through existence via 3 different routes. These have been given the names Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna in India, and they are located within your body. When these currents are mastered, one gains control of the very essence of life itself. This is the 5th lesson. Stability is the fundamental law that governs the cosmos. To some point, every imbalance will arrive to a state of equilibrium. Your erratic feelings will finally wear themselves out and bring about a state of serenity. Number 6 of the lessons. Emotional disorder is the root cause of physical disorder. When compared to your thoughts, your feelings have a more direct influence on reality. It is referred to as psychosomatic sickness in contemporary medicine. Since 36,000 years ago, Tehuti has been aware of this. There is the 7th lesson. When applied correctly, fire, which is the spiritual power, has the ability to transform everything. Now, this power is within of you, waiting to be directed in the right direction. The 8th and last lesson. Knowledge that is not put into practice does not produce anything. Although many experts have an intellectual understanding of these tablets, they never actually embody their knowledge. It is as if they are food critics who never consume anything. The ninth and final lesson. Light exemplifies the completion of order. Darkness is a symbol of instability that is only fleeting. The transformation of disorder into order is a part of your purpose, and it applies to both of you and the environment around you. This is the 10th lesson. It is from the same source that both light and darkness originate. Genuine wisdom acknowledges the fundamental connectedness between them. When the dark originates from the same source as the light, how can you possibly be afraid of it? We would appreciate it if you would subscribe to our channel if you feel that these old concepts speak to something that is more profound than just intellectual curiosity. The knowledge that has endured through the rise and fall of many civilizations over the course of tens of thousands of years is connected to you through these teachings. Continue with us. The 11th and last lesson. The vibrational state of the physical world exists. Depending on your level of consciousness, you can tune into or out of certain frequencies. What Tehuti knew millennia ago is now known to be true thanks to modern quantum physics. The 12th and last lesson. Via the power of the written word, order arises from chaos. Vibrations from the primordial period organize reality. Tehuti gives the following instruction. Sing the hymn of freedom. The high vibration that will make you one with the whole is something that you should create. The power that your words carry is beyond your ability to comprehend. The 13th and last lesson. Space does not extend in a straight fashion, but rather bends. Going through angles results in restriction, whereas going through curves results in freedom. What's the difference? The mathematical discovery of this was made by Einstein. Tehuti had first-hand acquaintance with it. The 14th and last lesson. Maintain your physical shape by achieving a balance between the polar energy. When you lie down with your head pointing north for 1 hour each day, and then the opposite direction for 1 hour, you are able to preserve vital homeostasis. Would it be too easy to be effective? The most effective methods frequently give the impression of being quite simple. There is the 15th lesson. There is a conscious being that exists on Earth, and the same life force that flows through your form also flows through the Earth. On this planet, you do not reside. Together, you and the Earth make up a single living entity. The 16th and last lesson. All of existence is connected to one another in a unified pattern of consciousness through the flower of life pattern. This fundamental pattern is the source from which all holy geometry derives. The 17th and last lesson. Your personal development contributes to the evolution of the entire universe. Your progress makes a contribution to the evolution of the cosmos. But how much of a difference can one person achieve? The skeptic inquires about it. In what ways can a single cell affect the functioning of your body? Individual units are the starting point for any transformation. Presenting the 18th lesson. The growth of souls is cyclical, similar to the growth of flames in the dark. They expand and constrict while continuously moving forward. When it comes to expansion, what appears to be a retreat is frequently actually the required preparation for greater expansion. This is the 19th lesson. The universe is made up of 9 interconnected dimensions, each of which is regulated by a different set of awareness laws. String theory in the modern era presents notions that are comparable but with more dimensions. It is the 21st lesson. The wisdom of the heart is elevated above academic knowledge. Your heart shares a direct connection with the comprehension of the cosmos. If the heart is aware, then the brain is analyzing. Please leave a comment below indicating which of the lessons most significantly challenges your conventional view. Does the phenomenon of time being cyclical appear to be implausible? Do you find it difficult to accept the possibility that you will one day be revered as a deity by future generations? Directly pointing to your greatest growth opportunity is the opposition you are experiencing. The 21st lesson. Through the intentional manipulation of energy and the balancing of polarities, your physical body is able to transcend the constraints that are often associated with it. Aspects of this theory are unknowingly demonstrated by athletes competing in the Olympics. 22nd lesson in the series. The Great Pyramid is more than just a monument, it also serves as a doorway between dimensions. The mathematical features of this object encode universal constants with such precision. Why would this be the case? The 23rd lesson is right here. There is a physical presence of the halls of Amenti, as well as the existence of awareness states that can be accessed through particular vibrational techniques. Despite the limitations of traditional vision, multidimensional worlds do exist. The 24th lesson. Through the process of maintaining consciousness between your eyebrows during the transition, soul memory is able to endure after death. In a separate tradition, the Tibetan Book of the Dead outlines procedures that are comparable to those described here. There is the 25th lesson. Particularized consciousness processes, which are outlined in the tablets, are responsible for the dissolution of dimensional barriers. Meditation is not the culmination of these practices. Rather, it is represented as the beginning of them. 26th lesson in the series. In actuality, the word arranges things. Your environment is created by the patterns of your words. The vibration of sound is the most powerful creative tool you have at your disposal. It is important to pay attention to what you talk into reality. Presenting the 27th lesson. Service hastens the process of evolution. Giving increases the amount of things you are able to receive. The path of selfishness narrows. Generosity grows in scope. The 28th lesson. Real freedom is achieved not via the management of external circumstances, but through the mastery of oneself. Having control over the outside world is a delusion. True freedom is the result of achieving internal mastery. 29th lesson or instruction. The boundless potential that is already existent inside consciousness is the place where creation is made manifest. There is seldom anything that is actually new, merely the rearranging of elements that have always been. 30 is the lesson number. When it comes to productive application, power and wisdom need to be in balance. When strength is not accompanied by knowledge, devastation results. In the absence of ethics, knowledge gives rise to monsters. The 31st lesson. Ancient civilizations reached heights that we are unable to fully fathom right now. As Tehuti put it in his writing, we of the great race had knowledge that was beyond human comprehension. The knowledge that we obtained from starborn races was entirely beyond the grasp of humans. Is it possible that our highly developed civilization is actually a recovery from prior collapses? And if so, are we heading in the correct direction? There is the 32nd lesson. Realizing that you were never actually bound is the first step toward achieving freedom. Consciousness is the primary location where your limitations are found. The door to the prison is open, yet you continue to stay inside because of your routine. Now we come to the 33rd lesson. Not only is it impossible to grasp the ultimate truth, but it can only be experienced personally. All of these terms lead to something that is beyond the realm of words. The 34th lesson. To those who come after you, your gathered knowledge elevates you to the status of gods. As Tehuti pointed out, just as I am a god to you by virtue of my knowledge, each of you will also be gods in the future due to the fact that your knowledge is significantly more than theirs. We will only be able to rise consciously if we actually accomplish the job on the inside. What kind of responsibilities are associated with this potential? 35th and final lesson to be learned. It is common for knowledge to be lost and then rediscovered as it travels through civilizations. The spirit of man is immovable, and it is not constrained by any one particular star. There is a possibility that a significant number of our ancestors have migrated to other worlds and established civilizations as representations of awareness. You should give this some thought. With powers that are beyond the knowledge of humans, the seven Lords of Nine are in charge of the evolution of the universe. The nature and function of these things merit a more in-depth investigation brought forth by Tehuti's personal experiences. 3 of them. 1 who guards the darkness. 3 is the creator of the halls of the dead, where Tehuti saw millions of soul flames blazing in the darkness. He is the one who has the key to all of the secret power. First, a gigantic throne of darkness appeared before me, and then, in the vast area that was in front of me, flame after flame emerged from the cloak of night. This is what Tehuti describes. Untold millions of them leapt before me, some of them blazing forth like flowers of fire. At the number 3, a power that is veiled in darkness is released, binding souls that are in the shape of humans. The vital shadow parts of existence are under the authority of this Lord, who directs the negative forces that are necessary for physical development. There would be no significance to light if darkness did not exist. Without constraints, there would be no possibility of shape. The number 3 is responsible for the resistance that is essential to the development of consciousness, which in turn orchestrates what people consider to be death, but which actually represents a transition that is essential. This Lord teaches that darkness is the womb from which fresh light emerges, and that darkness acts as the womb. These are the 4. The one who awakens life. He who loses the power is the 4th person. Father. He is the source of life for the children of men. His body is made of light. Flame is the expression on his face. In the children of men, the souls are more liberated. In the same way that 3 binds life force, 4 is directly complementary to 3, bringing it to the surface. Through the use of a body of unadulterated light and a face of flame, the number 4 frees spirits from confinement. This Lord is the vast, outward-flowing energy of creation, the force that propels consciousness into new manifestations. He is the embodiment of consciousness. The number 4 is symbolic of the liberating force of consciousness, which is capable of breaking through existing patterns in order to generate new opportunities. In the same way that 3 is responsible for providing the container, 4 is responsible for providing the expansion power that eventually fills and beyond that container. These are the 5. Those who weave patterns. The number 5 is the absolute master, the Lord of all magic, and the secret to the speech that is heard among men. The patterns that arrange reality through sound vibration are under the direction of the number 5. By teaching that reality is formed through vibrational patterns, this Lord possesses the keys to manifestation, which can be achieved through the appropriate utilization of sound. Tehuti gives the following instruction. Sing the hymn of freedom. The high vibration that will make you one with the whole is something that you should create. The 5th teaches that any physical manifestation can be created or dissolved by sound that is tuned in the appropriate manner. Through mathematical correlations that are portrayed as frequency, this Lord demonstrates how the cosmos organizes itself, demonstrating how supposedly solid stuff resembles music that has been frozen. There are 6. An illuminating guide. One of the spirits of the children of men is the number 6, which is also known as the Lord of Light and the Hidden Root. The number 6 sheds light on the way through the darkness, illuminating the way when it appears that everything is lost. This Lord indicates that light is the fundamental nature of all beings, and that it is present within all beings. The teachings of the number 6 demonstrate that illumination does not originate from outside sources, but rather from inside, demonstrating that every soul possesses a direct connection to the light of the cosmos. The part of awareness that continues to exist even in the most difficult of situations is represented by this Lord, who is responsible for guiding consciousness through the shadowy channels that connect different dimensional planes. Furthermore, the number 6 shows that light is not just a symbol of physical illumination, but also of clear vision. There are 7, that which weaves space. He is the Lord of the vastness, the master of space, and the key to the times. 7 is the name of this character. At the same time that it regulates the flow of time, 7 also manages the borders between dimensions. According to the teachings of this Lord, space is not a symbol of emptiness, but rather of the dynamic fabric that binds all forms. It is demonstrated by the number 7 that time flows in cycles rather than lines, indicating that the past, the present, and the future all exist simultaneously from higher perspectives. It is revealed by this Lord that space-time operates as a unified field, which consciousness is able to navigate consciously after it has been properly taught. The cosmic barriers that divide one reality from another while also uniting them are under the power of the number 7. It is the 8, one who maintains harmony. When it comes to the voyage of men, he is the one who orders the progress, weighs, and balances his path. Throughout the course of cosmic evolution, the number 8 preserves equilibrium, so assuring balanced development. It is not as a form of punishment that this Lord considers the karmic implications of every action. Rather, it is as a necessary rebalancing. According to the teachings of the number 8, every excess will eventually return to equilibrium, and every imbalance will finally achieve equilibrium. This Lord is responsible for ensuring that all cosmic forces are properly related to one another, so guaranteeing that evolution continues in a harmonic manner despite the apparent chaos. 8 demonstrates that when properly understood, antagonistic forces actually complement one another rather than contradicting each other. There are 9. The source that is formless. 9 is the Father, the enormous He of countenance, which is developing and changing from the formless with each passing moment. The number 9 is the last source that transcends all dualities. It is the starting point from which everything originates and the destination from which everything returns. 9 is the silent witness to the dance of existence, holding within it the boundless potential from which every reality springs forth. It transcends gender, form, thought, defying all categories and labels. Within its stillness lies the power to birth the cosmos, and within its silence echoes the truth. Separation is but an illusion, fleeting and unreal. In the wisdom of 9, we discover that oneness is the only true reality, a hidden unity beneath the ever-changing veil of multiplicity. The lords, the realms, the beings, and the stars themselves are not separate entities, but living expressions of this one great consciousness. They do not arise apart from 9. They are 9, vibrating in infinite forms. Tehuti, the great master of ancient knowing, teaches that these lords are not distant deities. They are facets of your own divine awareness, waiting to be awakened through resonance, through sacred vibration, through inner alignment. You are not apart from them. You are their reflection, their seed, their becoming. And as you begin to harmonize with their essence, something extraordinary unfolds. You become a beacon, a guide, a bridge for those who walk the path behind you. Just as Tehuti once illuminated the way, so too shall you become a living flame in the dark, a vessel through which timeless power flows.